Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's write some more Leetcode today. Today we are solving find the punishment number of an integer. The problem states that we are given a positive integer n and we want to return the punishment number of n. So the punishment number of n, it means the sum of the squares of all integers i's that satisfies the condition that 1 is less than or equal to I and is less than or equal to n, and the decimal representation of I times I can be partitioned into contiguous substrings such that the sum of the integer values of these substrings equals to I. So if we look at this example where n is equal to 10, the only integers that satisfy the conditions are 1, 9, and 10. So if we look at 10, for example, 10 times 10 equal to 100, and it can be partitioned into 10 and 0, which adds to 10. And if we look at 9, 9 times 9 equals 81, and 81 can be partitioned into 8 and 1, and 8 and 1 is equal to 9. And the same is also said for 1. It can be partitioned into a 1 and an empty string, and 1 plus empty string is still 1. So now that we have seen some examples, let's get to how we can solve this problem. One way that we can solve this problem is we will iterate through every number from 1 to n, and for each iteration, we'll set num to the number that we are currently iterating at, and num times num will be the num squared value, and then we'll set it to a string, and whatever number that is num squared, we're going to partition into a left section and a right section, and the left num will just be the integer version of the left section of the string, and the target will initially be whatever number we are on. And the goal is to some way recursively be able to subtract left num that at some point it can equal to 0, and at some point the right string can be an empty string. And if it satisfies that condition, then we will add num squared to result. So I think it will make more sense as we go through this problem. So let's go over this problem right now. So I think I'll go over when n is equal to 10 as an example for now, because I think if I go over this one, you'll be able to understand the other examples. So when we iterate to 10, we want to try the integer 10, right? And so 10 times 10 is equal to 100. We set it to a string, and then we partition them into the left and right. So these are the three ways we can do it. And remember, the condition that we're trying to meet is to have the right string be empty and have the left string be able to subtract to 0. And the starting number would be 10 because the number is 10. So if we go this route, 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. And then we partition the right side again. Partition to 0 and 0, or both zeros are on the left. This is an empty string. 9 is still 9, so we know this way it cannot be satisfied. If we come down this way, 9 minus 0 is 9. If we partition it and subtract again, it will still be 9, so the condition is not satisfied. But I don't have space to show it, but I think you can understand. And on this side, so if we take this route, we partition left to 10, and the right is 0, so the left num would be 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. We partition again, put 0 on the left, empty string on the right, and now 0 minus 0 is equal to 0, so that does satisfy the condition, and the right is an empty string. So then we will add 10 times 10, which is 100, to the result. And if we take this side, we can see that this doesn't satisfy. That's okay, because we only need one way to be able to satisfy the condition. So I think for the sake of time, I'll only go over the examples where the numbers do work. And for the numbers that doesn't work from 1 to 10, you guys can just go over it in your own time and see that there is no condition that satisfies those cases. So if we look at 1, number is 1 and the number squared is 1, so we can partition left to 1 and the right to empty string. So the left num will be 1, and the target where 1 minus 1, it will equal to 0. So then we will add 1 to the result. Now, like I said, the numbers from 2 to 8 will not work. You guys can test that in your own time. But when numbers is equal to 9, number squared will be 81, and we can partition the left to 8, the right to 1. The left number can be 8, and then the target will be that 9 minus 8 currently is equal to 1. And then we can further partition the right side. So now the left will be 1 and the right will be an empty string. So the right is 1, the left could be an empty string, and the left num could be 1. And then, so now target's already 1, so 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So the target is 0 and the right is an empty string, so it satisfies the condition. So we add 81 to result, and now result is 82. And as I have shown earlier, the number 10 also works, and 10 times 10 is 100, so we can add 100 to result. So the result of this example would be 182. And the time complexity would be O of n times 2 to the log n power, because we have n iterations to go through, and at each iterations we have 2 decisions to make. The number of times that we'll have to make these decisions would be log n times, so that's why it's O of n times 2 to the log n. And the space complexity would be O of log n, just because of the number of recursive cases that we have. So now let's get to the coding part. So first we will set up the helper function. We'll call the partition, and the parameters will have the string number and the target. So the condition is if it's an empty string, so if not string num or if target is equal to 0, then we can return true. And whenever target is less than 0, there's no need to keep subtracting, so we can just return false. So now we can start making our for loop for I in range length of string num. And this is where we can make our partition. So the left partition will start with the colon and I plus 1. And the right partition, we will do the string num of I plus 1 towards the end. I plus 1 all the way to the end. And then we'll have the left num, which is just the integer version of the left string. So int of left. And now we can make our recursive case. So if recursive call, or self.partition right target minus left num. And if that is satisfied, we can return true. And if not, then we return false after going through the entire for loop. So now in our main function, we'll have the result initiate to 0, and we will loop through all the possibilities in num. So for I in range 1 to n plus 1, and the square would be I times I. So if partition is possible at I, so self partition string of square, the string of square and I, then we will add square to result, and then we can return the result afterwards. All right, let's see if it works. Okay, perfect. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section, and I hope to see you all again soon.